Welcome to the very last episode of 2018.
It's an action-packed episode though, because we've got a little bit of everything. We've got a bit of culture.
We've got a bit of boat maintenance.
This has taken 5 days in total. It's now about 5 o'clock and you know where I'm going. I'm going for a drink. We've even got a bit of sailing.
I'm on board an Oyster 435 again. Haha.
And we've got the crappiest car in Asia.
Jamie, can you tell me how much you love this car?
It's a f***ing piece of shit. It really is the worst car I've driven in Asia. Actually, the AC does work, although the dial doesn't work, so we have no control over how much AC we have. Windows don't work. It rattles when it's in neutral. There's a horrible grinding sound. Paint's peeling off the bonnet. It's just just a piece of shit. It really is.
So where are we off to this fine day?
So the first place we're going to is back to Koi Brothers, and that's a hardware store that kind of does marine stuff, but he also sells drill bits. I got through 2 drill bits yesterday on 1 hole, so I'm just going to get a whole load more drill bits because that's only 1 panel. We've got another 2 panels to do, and then we've got to send off a document pronto to our insurance company. So we have to FedEx it, or GDEX it, which is our local FedEx equivalent, which is somewhere in town. Right, solar panel update. The first thing that you'll notice is that all 3 panels are now fitted and are in place. The way that these work is that we have this mechanism here. This is bolted down onto the bottom corner, just in there, and so that acts as a pivot, and this thing twists up like so as we move this into horizontal position. Very easy to use. So those are 240 watts each. Then onto the rear panel, this is the 325. These are all Panasonic HIT, by the way. And this is the one that I've just wired in. Obviously I've got to tidy up the wiring a bit, but that's now pretty much ready. Just turned it on at about 55 volts. It was pulling in around about 16 amps. And that was with slight cloud cover, and with the, as you can see, I've set this tipping forward at the moment. That is designed to be able to tip upright, but I wanted it to tip forward to reduce windage when we're sailing. Next thing I'm going to do now is to wire these 2 side panels up. I think I'm going to give the RC4 another attempt first, and if that doesn't work then I'll be using the same junction boxes. This is Longman Chai, and we've only just been introduced to it, which is a real shame because it's a vegetarian restaurant specialising in Chinese tofu and soy dishes, and it is absolutely delicious. It's one of the best restaurants I've been to in a long time. Why didn't we know about this before? Come, it's amazing. We're in the centre of Sitioan, and we have been just taken into a little side street to a place called the Poor Man's Biscuit, and it's a little shop where traditionally they would make savoury biscuits for the poor people, and it's still going. That's about all I know about it, but James insisted that we come here and have a look, so we'll see if we can get some more information on this place.
This is a very famous place called Gong Biang. The biscuit is called Gong Biang, and they are doing it still the traditional way, where this is the boss he's gonna make the dough, put in the filling. Basically it's onion, lard and some pork, and then he's gonna bake in this tandoori stove, and then from there, once it's baked with charcoal, once it's cooked, he's gonna scoop them out and serve. Really simple, quick and very good. This original biscuit comes from China and it's still being made now, but in a more, how do I say, rich ingredient with more onion, pork and lard inside. Yeah?
So can you just explain to us about how this came about? It was to feed the poor people, is that right?
No. People that migrate from China, they will basically carry flour and onion, and once they arrive at a place with water, they just mix the dough, put in the onion and some lard, then bake over the fire. That's how they carry all this flour and travel all the way from China to this town. So that's how the whole thing started. So if people who don't take lard or pork or whatever inside, they also have the sugar type that is without meat. So you can have a different type without meat. Yeah? You got lots of options. Kato. Kato,
Meat
come.
in it.
These are superb. So they've just taken them out of the oven, they're very hot. We can't try them because they've got pork in them, but they do make some other things. They make these nice savoury biscuity snacks which are absolutely delicious. So we've picked these up. You can see there's a big queue of people behind us now. Obviously a very popular place. So this is Ben, who we featured last year in one of our videos. He's working with Bell on their Oyster 435, same boat as ours. And we were very excited to see that Ben has come up with a new contraption. He's getting fed up with getting covered in fiberglass particles, so he's created this vacuum suit. It's absolutely hilarious, but it works. Check this out.
I run out of proper gloves.
So Ben, how is it?
It's very cool. It's very cool on my skin.
He's saying it's very cool on his skin.
I love it. It's going to take off. I don't have a name yet.
Okay, I didn't understand that.
We need to come up with a name for it.
Okay, so he wants to market this. If anyone out there is interested in marketing Ben's invention, well, it is very funny to look at, but I have to say, I can see why he wears this. The idea is that it keeps the suit and all the particles off his skin. Getting a bit noisy now. Here he goes. Okay, been racing through this quite quickly and keep forgetting to bloody record. So this has been my workshop for the day. Back of the boat, and we have now wired all 3 panels together. Not together, sorry. These 2 panels are together. The port and starboard 240 watt ones. And in the end, I tried the RC4 connector again. Didn't work. Definitely an issue with those cheapies I picked up. So there you can see the junction box. Now this one I've already wired up. On the starboard side, there's my junction box inside the junction box, as it were, the chocolate box inside the junction box. So those are soldered, crimped, and obviously wrapped as well. That's all there pretty much is to it. I've tested them already. We have power coming in. What I'm really looking forward to tomorrow though is to swing these up, wait for midday, and see how much power we have coming in from our total of 950 odd watts of power. It's exciting stuff. This has taken I think it's taken 5 days, so that's 5 days to fit the panels into their frames, which of course were already cut to size, but we had to drill the holes for them, bolt them down. You can see on these ones here we've got 4 bolts in the top, 4 in the bottom, 6mm bolts. Plastic washers on the other side so that the aluminium isn't touching the stainless. 5 days in total. It's now about 5 o'clock Friday, and you know where I'm going. I'm going for a drink. Oh, one more thing just before that drink. This super capacitor. More on that another day.
So it's been a few weeks, and what do we think of this new setup then?
Just amazing. It really is. It's revolutionized our timer anchor now. I haven't seen the batteries go down below 90%. Occasionally they hit 85 if we're running the inverter all night to power the mains fan. But yeah, they're just topped up. And don't forget, of course, we spend a lot of time on the computers throughout the day as well. But even then, they're up to 100% by midday.
It used to be a time when only one of us could be on the laptop at any time because it was using the batteries up. Now we can both be on all day if we really want to, and we can have all the fans going. Yep. Which is brilliant.
And in fact, here's a little clip I recorded last week when we had good sunshine, and you can see in this clip we actually hit 60 amps coming in. And bear in mind, when I was recording this was whilst 2 laptops were running and the fridge was running as well, so it could be fair to say we actually hit 70. Now that wasn't sustained, that was just a brief period when we had good light, but it just shows you how consistent that power is coming in. And of course the next step is that we are going lithium as well.
Whoa.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that affects the charging of the lithium batteries. Now there's a little bit of things that we have to think about. The MPPT controllers, we have to shut off the equalization and just reduce the bulk charge to 1 hour rather than its preset 2 hours or whatever it is. So we're going to give you a little follow-up on the solar panels in relation to our lithium batteries.
Yeah, it's like anything, isn't it? A new system, we just have to get used to it and put it into the day. Yeah.
But it's all good.
on board an Oyster 435 again.
How is it?
Sailing again. It's amazing, and it feels just the same as our boat. I guess because it sort of is, but it's a ketch, so it's probably a bit different. Just amazing to be on the water again. So, thanks Jamie and Liz.
So Ben and Belle absolutely loving the sailing there. It was a really good day and we had some good wind and some good weather. And this is just to remind you all, if you're watching and you're not already Patreons, that if you want to come and join us on ESPER, you can do that. We've now opened up ESPER. Going forward, it's going to be a regular thing. We're going to be inviting patrons to come on board and sail with us.
Yeah, so we thought that little clip there, and we'll finish off with a bit more sailing, just gives you a little taster of what it's like on board ESPER.
Yeah.
I didn't shout too much, did I?
No, you were pretty good, and Ben worked really hard, which was great because I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, and by the way, we should thank Ben and Belle as well, who, when that was recorded, actually stepped in and helped us out because your laptop died.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
and
it did.
they had a spare laptop.
Yep.
And very kindly, well, obviously we bought it off them, but they gave it to us, which was brilliant because we had a lot of editing to do there.
We did. So thanks guys, appreciate that. Yep, so if you're interested in becoming a patron and if you're interested in coming on board and sailing with us for however long it might be, I'm going to put a link in the description below to a live broadcast we did where we answer all the questions about how you do that.
And also, here's a suggestion: if maybe you don't want to come on board, but maybe you have a friend that you think would like to come and sail with us, how about becoming a patron for them, like a late Christmas present or an early New Year present? So obviously that friend of yours would have to submit the video that we're going to ask people to submit, but just an idea.
Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, I mean it's one patron and friend, so that's fine. That would work really well. Okay.
So on that subject of patrons and supporters and rum funders, and also everyone else who supports us on YouTube by watching our videos, thank you so much. You made 2018 a really special year with so many things happening. Yeah. And there's going to be a lot more of it in 2019 when we start this big adventure kicking off with Sumatra in just a few weeks.
Yes, very, very exciting. Ooh, are we ready for it?
We're never quite ready, are we?
I love it. Very nice.
Good to be back on the water.
Yes. I'd like to stay on board, please. Ben can finish our boat.
Okay, when you're ready, Ben.
You ready, Mel? Oh, she's got a
bit of a knot.
bird's nest.
Someone's
You can edit that out.
been knocking around with
We'll keep it in. This is real sailing, this. Real bad sailing.
Oh, look at it. Look what's happened. I think it's the person that wrapped it up.
Millie's been having a go